Okay, see, I'm not too boring. I'm a little spicy. We're getting started. I had the first overall pick, and I got Saquon. Pretty happy about that. I love this guy's. I love this guy's Fitzpatrick profile picture. I really need to add one for mine. Ooh, Zeke went in. Zeke went 3. Yeah, the Zeke news that just came out today is the first. It was pretty optimistic that he's going to be playing in week 1, which is cool. It's a shame that that news wasn't verified before, because I could have gotten him for a lot cheaper had I known that, but that's fantasy football. Chubb, I guess, went a little bit. Ooh, Kelsey, that's really early for a tight end. When people pick tight ends really early, I guess you can say the same for quarterbacks. It's interesting to see how their teams turn out at the end of the draft. Yeah, this is a really easy choice for me. Thank you. I will take Julio on the back end of my snake. But before I use up my time, let me think of... Yeah, I'll probably go Jones and Gurley here. So let's go Julio. And let's go Gurley. Yeah. I'm really liking my team so far. I got Saquon, Jones, and Gurley. Now the next thing I need is for someone to take a quarterback early. That'll be very helpful. Interesting. Smith-Schuster went before Michael Thomas. Yeah, in these snake drafts, it's important. It's kind of similar with the auction draft strategy, where you really have to let the draft come to you. I know that's a little bit cliche, but it's true. I think for at least your first 5-6 picks, you should definitely play the market, and then afterwards, the range of possibilities is actually all over the place for the players after that, and then just pick who you want your sleepers and stuff to be. But don't do it in the first 5-6 rounds, because that's how you lose drafts and you lose seasons. I upload my own personal rankings here, and they are definitely different than draft.com's rankings. But I liked it because it makes it easier for me to pick the players I want. It looks like I'm going to be getting Tony Two-Tap here, which is fine. Another thing, though, too, is not to just stick with your list, because you do want to play the market a little bit. And if I know I'm going to be able to get Brown later, I'll do that. But don't know if I will be. Should go. Nah, I think it's... Yeah. I'll go Brown and Mixon here, and I'll say thank you very much. Easy. Man, I have a lot of shares in Mixon this year. That's okay. Mahomes went in the 4th round here. That's not too bad. I wonder if this is the same guy who got Kelsey. No, he's not. Yeah, Kelsey so far is the only tight end to go. But yeah, for those of you who are curious, draft.com, this best ball league, there's 18 picks, and there are 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a flex, a QB, and a tight end I'll be scoring every week. Best ball strategy is a little bit different than, obviously, a normal fantasy draft. The number one thing I look for in a best ball is I definitely want a player who will play all 16 games. This really doesn't come into effect until you get to the tight ends, because I feel like with tight ends, every year people draft just these athletic freaks that, I don't know, they just won't play that much. This year, it's that guy from Oakland, Waller. Everyone is picking him right now, and he might be good and everything, but I just don't see the playing time there. Okay, now my pick is about to come up. Yeah, if I can get Diggs and Okay, someone just took digs. I made this ranking before Element's last preseason game where he hurt his thumb. Ay, ay, ay. You know, that actually might scare me off a little bit. Yeah, if Element is still on the board with these 3 Rams receivers here, I think I'm just going to go Cooks and Cup. But let's see what this guy does. Oh, okay. He took Chris Godwin. He took Chris Godwin before Brandon Cooks. Come on now. Oh, man. I'm trying to think to myself right now how I would have adjusted Edelman, knowing his thumb injury. Yeah, that's scaring me off. I'm just going to go. Let's go Cooks here. And I'm pretty good on running back right now. So I'm going to go Cooper Kupp. I guess I've locked down the wide receiver upside for the Rams this year. We'll see. Man, if Kupp ends up playing super slow, I'm going to be really mad at all the NFL crazy news people. All I've been hearing is how he's better, he's faster. I don't know. We'll see. I really like Cooper Kupp. He's a really good player. He has good hands. I feel like he knows how to get open really well. Now, Melvin Gordon here. This is going to be interesting. Oh, if I stick to my rankings, I feel like I'm actually getting pretty good value for Gordon here. Okay, someone just took Edelman. He was on the top of my list. Okay, another quarterback is off the board. Do I want Robert Woods? Am I going to take the entire Rams receiving core? No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, you definitely... maybe unless I get Goff or something, but that would just be silly. No, I'm going to go for the upside play here because I feel like I've already got my starting lineup in terms of running backs and wide receivers set up well. So let's go for some upside. If Gordon ends up playing, he's going to be a lot better than Ingram, Woods, Cohen, or White. So, okay, see, I'm not too boring. I'm a little spicy. And then for my next one, let's go for maybe someone who is a little bit safer. Ingram. Oh man, so Ingram is floor and Cohen is upside. I guess I'll go upside. This pre-draft rankings list I made wasn't specifically tailored for best ball, but players like Cohen are obviously pretty good in best ball because you don't have to play the whack-a-mole game to see when they're going to be good or bad. Ooh, a bunch of tight ends are going off here. We're going into when on my list is my next tight end coming off. This is another hard thing you're going to have to judge for yourself is when to fill out your starting roster. Ultimately, it will be your it will be your running backs and wide receivers who will end up carrying your teams, but you also need players in these positions. So let's see what I have at QB. Ooh, Rodgers is looking tempting here. Let's see what I have available for tight end. Or Njoku, that's good too. I'll definitely take Rodgers here. I feel like he's my number 2 quarterback. And I feel like that's good value in the end of the 10th round. Then let's look at our big board and see what we have left. See, it's do I want just a whatever tight end or do I want someone like Marlon Mack? I mean, oh man, I mean, he can have a good year this year. I would be pretty upset if I got Njoku over him. No. Our brand goes for value. We're going to go for Mac. And then we'll see what comes around afterwards. Yeah, this is where people are going to start picking a lot of their sleepers because I think everyone else has their rosters pretty much filled out. No, I guess a lot of people still need quarterbacks. Yeah, that Denver backfield this year is going to be. I have no idea how that's going to shake out. Yeah, Green was pretty interesting. He was so good when he was healthy last year. And if he comes back like that this year, then that's a pretty good value here in the 11th round. But hey, Marlon Mack is going to be playing week 1, so we'll see about that. Man, I love this guy's Fitzpatrick picture. I think I'm just going to make my profile picture this exact same one. It'd be funny if everyone's profile picture was the same thing. It was Fitzpatrick's face. Okay, I think now, looking at my list here, and some of these players aren't exactly players that I shouldn't be giving up starting lineup depth for. So yeah, let's go Njoku here. For tight ends, I definitely feel you have to go for someone you know who's going to play all 16 games. I mean, you don't know about injuries and stuff, but like I said earlier, I wouldn't pick someone like Waller with an early pick because you just don't know if he's going to play the whole thing. Am I just going to secure my tight ends right now? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go with whatever's on the top of my board. Let's go Duke Johnson here. Yeah, when you set up your list like this and you're kind of not too sure on which player to draft, you really do want to accumulate as much talent as you can. Like when I picked Njoku here, I had a bunch of players that were above him in terms of, I feel like, talent and someone who can help me in the long run. And obviously I picked the positional scarcity pick over him. So that's kind of stuff you have to judge for yourself. And I know I was talking a little bit of smack to the guy who picked Kelsey earlier, but hey, at least he didn't have to deal with that. But his opportunity cost was pretty big because there were some pretty good players in the 3rd and 4th round that he gave up on. Looks like everyone's got their QBs now. I'm probably going to wait for my backup QB because I would much rather have someone like Jarvis or Pettis over a backup QB when I already have Rodgers, who is on my list, my number 2 quarterback. Okay, I've got Pettis on the top of my list. That seems like a really good best ball pick. You can go Pettis and see how many running backs do I have. Wow, I have a lot more running backs than wide receivers. That's very not like me. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the top 2 names on my list here, Pettis and Davis. I think people are kind of putting down the Titans a little bit too much this year. I don't see them being really explosive or anything this year, but it wasn't that long. It was it 2-3 years ago when they had DeMarco Murray, when they were a really, really, really good offense with no receivers. Literally, Delaney Walker was their best receiver. So I don't like it when people think that they know what the good and bad offenses are. I think there's probability, but I just don't agree with like pigeonholing the Titans, for example, as just this offense is just going to be miserable next year. We don't know. I mean, yeah, the pieces aren't there, but we'll see. And I hope that to all of you just justified my Corey Davis pick in the 15th round. I'm not insecure, I swear. There is still some pretty good talent on the board here, but oh, you know what? Yeah, I have to go QB and tight end with my next 2 picks. So let's see what my options are. For tight end, there's still a lot of good options here. Which one of these are going to play all 16 games? Trey Burton, I feel like, has the highest upside. It would have been Ebron, but obviously the Luck retirement put a damper on that. But I might actually go Rudolph here. Nothing sexy about Kyle Rudolph, but I definitely feel like he's going to play all 16 games. He's going to catch touchdowns, even though it might just be 6 or 7 touchdowns, but that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Rudolph here. And I'll go Rudolph, and then let's look at my backup QB options. I might go Big Ben here. I have Rodgers, which is a high floor and high ceiling type player. Am I going to get a little bit... Should I go boring with Rivers, or should I get a little crazy here with Kyler? Yeah, let's go Kyler. Yeah, hopefully he'll have some big weeks for me there. Oh, it looks like I do have another pick. That's fine. Who do I want to end up coming back to me? Devin Singletary looks a little bit more appealing now that McCoy isn't there. Darrell Henderson might be okay, but that's kind of like, these are all backups. Oh, ooh, I see someone here. If Breida comes to me, I'm going to take Breida. That's a legit starting running back. I think people are thinking Coleman's going to take too much of Breida's work. No, Breida's good. Man, I was so excited for some of these Colts players before the Luck retirement. I think Nyheim Hines is going to be really good this year, but I don't feel that great now that Luck isn't there. Sterling Shepard is pretty interesting too, but no, I'm going to go with Breida if he ends up coming to me. The fun thing about best ball is that you literally are able to buy people's awesome weeks without having to worry about the week-to-week craziness of all this. That's why I feel like Deshaun Jackson is the best ball player in the history of fantasy football. Someone took Rashad Penny. Curtis Samuel in round 17. That's actually pretty good value. Someone took Derek Carr. That's interesting. Maybe he watches Hard Knocks. Because I don't know why he would pick him otherwise. Okay, someone took Shepard. Okay, easy. I'll take Matt Breida here. Nice. Very cool. I actually really liked how that draft ended up going out. Just a little bit worried about my tight ends, obviously, because none of the top 3 kind of fell to me. I actually did a best ball draft before this, and Kelsey, Ertz, and Kittle went pretty early. So I probably won't end up with those 3 in any of my drafts, which is fine. But let's take a look at my team. Ooh, look at that. I have the highest projections, which means nothing. But so I've got a starting lineup, quote unquote, of Rodgers, Barkley, Gurley, Julio, Brown, Cooks, and Njoku, and Mixon. That is pretty good. I should go over some of these other guys' teams. I'm curious about the guy who drafted Kelsey. Okay, let's look at Kelsey's team. See. Oh, he picked Kelsey. He picked Kelsey and Kittle. Okay, that's a little... I definitely do not encourage that strategy because there's only one tight end position. And that means that the only way Kittle is going to have value is if he scores more points than any of these players, which on a week-to-week basis doesn't make any sense. Okay. Man, I just can't believe he picked Kittle. The heck? That doesn't make any sense. And Fitzpatrick here. Yeah, his team's pretty solid here. He's got Bell. And I like his wide receivers of Evans and Allen. And he's got Ertz too. But nope, I like my team the best.